Well, hello everybody. I'm going to wait a little bit until some people come on. Hi, Eddie. I'm just going to wait a few moments. Okay. Well, I'm having a little getaway with my family right now, so this will be a shorter segment today, but nonetheless, I'm here wanting to share some more tips and tools. Okay. Okay. Let's see, what time is it? Okay. Hi, Sue. Nice to have you here. And I appreciate both of your support, and I'm glad that these are these segments, these Tuesday Tips with Susie, I guess I can call them Tuesday Tips with Susie, and I'm glad that they're helping you. Okay, so I guess we'll get started. So you both know who I am, so I won't have to go through that. But in case this is people watch it on the replay, I will explain again so they know who I am. I'm Susie Grusin. I'm a woman who has suffered with BDD and eating disorders for over 30 years. And I've gone through therapy and a lot of other things I've experienced. And I found a way to help manage my BDD and my eating disorder. And I'm just so happy that I'm able to share these tips with you. Again, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist or behavioral therapist, but just someone who is grateful that has come through this, and I want to share it, and hopefully it'll help you too. So today I want to talk about an exercise that I have learned through taking courses to become successful in business. And what's interesting is that there's this tool that I have learned that I've been able to adopt and use to help overcome BDD. And it's called 7 Levels Deep. I know Eddie put up on the page that I asked that you have pen and paper because we're going to go through this exercise together. This exercise is to help you understand that there's a deeper meaning of what you really need and what you really want. So you may think what you really need or want is to have a perfect body, to have perfect facial features, and to look a certain way. And so what you do is you try to do different things to help you change your thought process, to help you possibly change your appearance. But those things that you're doing are very unhealthy. So once you know what's really motivating your behavior, and you see that it's actually a symptom of more intrinsic needs, you'll be able to address those needs, and then the BDD will have a lesser hold on you. So I took this course from Dean Graziosi. Dean is a very popular and very famous person because he was into real estate, and he became very, very successful. And he wrote books on how to be a success. And he also did interviews and created courses on that. But then he did a shift. He pivoted and went into the self-help industry. And he's teamed up with Tony Robbins, and who I've talked about last week. He's teamed up with him, and they created this course. And in that course, Dean talks about 7 levels deep. And it's pretty interesting because when you get to the bottom of it, you start to recognize that, oh, this is what I truly need and what I truly want. So, like I said, I've adopted this, and I'm going to share this with you now. So what it is 7 levels deep is 7 questions. You start off with a question, and you come up with an answer. You take that answer, and you turn that into a question. You come up with an answer, and you turn that into a question. And as you go down 7 levels, 7 questions, you get to the bottom of what's really most important to you. And it helps motivate you to go ahead and try to make some changes in your life. So let's start with this. So the first question I'd like you to write down is, what is it that you really want when it comes to BDD? What is it that you really want? Now, an answer could be, I want to stop these obsessive thoughts and behaviors. Or, I want to stop hating myself. What is your answer? And write that down. I'll give you a few moments. Okay, now take that answer and turn that into a question. So for instance, with my answer is, when I stop this obsessive behavior and thoughts, or when I stop hating myself, then what? What happens after that? Then what? What is your answer? The answer that I came up to that question is, I'll be able to live more freely. I'll be able to live from a different viewpoint. What's the answer to your question? Hi, Steve. Welcome. Okay. Now, you take the answer to that, and you turn that into a question. So for instance, my question would be, when I'm able to live free of these obsessive thoughts, and I can live from a different viewpoint, then what? Then what happens? Then what? My answer could be, well, then I'll feel good about myself. I'll feel good about myself. Now you take that answer and turn that into a question. So if I feel good about myself, when I feel good about myself, then what? Then what happens in my life? Then what? My answer is, well, I can live a happier life. I can go outside. I can socialize. What's the answer? Now, when I feel happier and I can go outside or I can socialize, then what? Now what? My answer is, I won't feel isolated. I'll feel accepted by myself and perhaps by others, and I won't care what others think. Now take that answer that you have and turn that into a question. Hi, Anna. So when I feel happy and accepted and not care what others think, then what? Perhaps I'll feel like I belong. I feel like I'll belong. And now, turn that into a question. When I feel like I belong, then what? I'll feel loved. That's my answer. I'll feel like I'm loved. So you see, this is 7 levels deep, 7 questions. When you get to the bottom of what's truly behind the BDD, you see the true deeper need driving the BDD is our behavior to feel loved. It's wanting to be accepted. It's wanting to feel that we're a part of something, that we're not alone. So when you work on the root cause of the BDD, which is, again, feeling accepted and feeling loved or not feeling those things, we can actually find a way to connect, because what we're feeling is disconnection. So when we feel like we can connect to ourselves, connect to a higher power, connect to others, and feel accepted, that's when we start to heal. Another way we can start to heal. So how do we feel connected? And this is something I talked about last week in the Facebook Live. How do we feel connected? Well, the first thing that we can do is, again, reach out to somebody, reach out to a friend, reach out to somebody that we trust. You can just reach out to have a conversation so you can feel that connection with a friend. But also, if there's somebody that you really trust, that you can share your experience with, that somebody knows what you're going through, there's no shame in reaching out and asking for that help. It's actually very courageous to do that. It takes a lot of courage to do that. So if you can do that, great. If not, just reach out to somebody and just have a conversation. You can feel a connection there. Another thing we can do is meditate. Meditation is wonderful on many levels. If you don't know how to meditate, I can show you that down the road, maybe in a few sessions from now. Also, you can take 10 minutes. There's many apps that you can find for meditation, and it's wonderful because what it does, it relieves stress and anxiety. It helps to ground you. It helps to center you. You have more clarity. I know when we have that monkey brain going on, there's so many thoughts and it's hard to quiet it down. Take a few deep breaths and then try to go into meditation. And you can find some online. Hi, Deborah, welcome. Another thing that we can do that helps with connection is journaling. Writing out what you're feeling, what you're thinking. It's actually very cathartic to do that. And as you're writing these things out, you're actually releasing these things from your body. You're releasing it from your nervous system to get it out of your body, which is wonderful because we hold on to these emotions. We hold on to the negative thoughts, and it just ruminates over and over again within us. So journaling is very powerful. Another thing, if you can do to feel connected, is to go out into nature. This may sound a little crazy, but you may have heard about hugging a tree. Hugging a tree is actually very helpful because what it does, the tree has a lot of positive energy. It's nature's energy. I've done it many times, and it actually feels pretty good. So if you can go out in nature, get to the beach if you're near a beach, or just go out and walk, moving your body is very helpful. Not only that, it gives you exercise and also releases stress. I talked about taking a bath, giving yourself some me time, doing something good for yourself, something that you like to do, whether it's cooking or it's ladies doing a facial, even men do a facial. Do something good for yourself. Another thing, be grateful. Be grateful for what you have in your life. If you look around the world today, there's so many people who probably have a lot less than you do. So just be grateful for what you have, and the more grateful you are, you're putting your energy towards something positive. When you're grateful, that comes back to you. Hi, Gemma. That comes back to you. So just be grateful for something that you have in your life, however small that may be. So that's very important to do. Also, maybe listening to some music. Again, try to help somebody else. When you're helping somebody else, you're putting out positive energy. It comes back to you. When you're helping somebody else, you feel good about yourself for doing that. It's a way to feel connected to other people by doing something for somebody else. Another thing we can do is possibly join a group, an online group, and you have here. So that's wonderful. There's a lot of wonderful people on this page helping, supporting, and understanding what you're going through. So that's it for today. I'm grateful that you're here listening. As I mentioned earlier when you weren't here, that I'm taking a little time away with my family. And so I did want to come on here and share something and help you out. So it's a little shorter today. And if you missed the beginning, go ahead and watch the replay. And thank you all for joining. And I will see you again next week. And again, if you have any comments, you have any questions, I'm open for that right now, a few minutes now. Or you can just put it on the page later on. And I'm more than happy to answer your questions and be there for support. So anybody have any questions or comments? Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you again, and I will see you next week. All right. Have a wonderful week. Bye.